the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI, goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. Hey, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI, bahasham Rakha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. And shalom to the 140 and 4,000. Just the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, doing a lesson in regards to recent judgment that's been sent out from YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI. And, in the form of tornadoes, man, a whirlwind, all right? Hurricane, that's another form of a whirlwind, all right? But the Lord, he uses these different methods to judge the wicked. And the wicked, the main wicked being Esau, Edom, all right? The Edomites, the so-called white race, but also the wicked of our people, man, all right? And we're in the time of judgment. And this is something I've been talking about, and, as well as the other sincere men, starting with those of Great Millstone on down, we've been talking about judgment, man. We're in that time, man, and the Lord is judging in the earth, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and play a clip from the Elder Not Desired by, okay, out of GMS South Carolina, because he briefly touched on the different tornadoes that were ripping through the Midwest, and St. Louis being hit the hardest, all right, and there's actually a tornado that touched down out here in Colorado, man. Right near where I was at. All right, so we'll get into that as well. But let's go ahead and play the clip that the elder brought up from his video.
Welcome back. This morning, millions of people across the central U.S. are bracing for another round of severe weather after a tornado outbreak this weekend left communities reeling. These sites were all too common. At least 28 people killed in Missouri, Kentucky, and Virginia. Thousands of homes and entire neighborhoods damaged. And right now, an urgent search and rescue mission is underway across multiple states. St. Louis was among the hardest hit areas. A huge tornado there grew up to a mile wide with wind speeds above 140 miles an hour. And joining us now is the mayor of St. Louis, Kara Spencer. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us. You have said this is one of the worst storms in St. Louis history. Where are you seeing the most destruction right now? Can you just describe for us what you've seen?
Well, it has truly been horrific. The scale and the strength of this tornado has been unprecedented. Really, we had winds of up to 100 miles an hour, an 8-mile path of absolute destruction. This is, just to give you some perspective, an unusually long and intense tornado. They're usually just a touchdown or a couple miles. This went and tore through the entirety of North St. Louis here in our city, from the county border all the way through a very, very populated area. We have 5,000 buildings impacted. Thousands of families have been displaced through this. The destruction is truly, truly, truly phenomenal, and just absolutely devastating.
I mean, 5,000 buildings impacted. That's unreal. We know from the National Weather Service that their, at least preliminary investigation leads them to believe it was an EF3 tornado that hit St. Louis.
It's a high-end, that's right. It's a high-end EF3, possibly EF4. We know that this was just an absolutely just tremendous amount of power, wind, just destruction. We have estimated at this point well over $1 billion of damage throughout our community. And we have had such a tremendous response from the community. Elected officials at the local, state level and the federal level have been on site. Governor Kehoe flew in yesterday morning. Senator Eric Schmidt, everybody here on the local level has been hands on deck. We have had every major construction company in the region are rolling out trucks this morning to clear out debris and really help to make our community safer. Every single city department has been working around the clock since we declared a federal emergency Friday afternoon, a local state of emergency here Friday afternoon. working around the clock, clearing. We have cleared every street. We are talking about miles and miles and miles of streets that were obstructed, trees that had fallen. We had hundreds of utility lines down throughout the community. We don't even have a full account at this point of just how many people are how many wires are continued to be live and dangerous. But the work that our community has done is absolutely incredible. Everybody from the city workers, like I said, have been working around the clock to make our community safer. We went through the fire department, checked every single building in a complex grid throughout the area to ensure that we didn't have further loss of life. We've had, our forestry department, every single department clearing,
Wow.
just to make our community passable at this point.
It just sounds overwhelming, Mayor, with the extent of damage and the numbers that you are describing in terms of homes impacted, people impacted. My understanding is, as far as those lives lost, people ranging in age from 30 to almost 82 years old. So just deep devastation and heartache for your community. It sounds like an enormous recovery effort that's going to take some time. Do you have a sense of what exactly is needed most at this point? And are you getting the help you need, including not only from the regional resources that I know you're pulling in, but from federal as well?
I can tell you that on the local level, every organization, community member, elected official has been on point. What we need right now is federal assistance. This is where FEMA and the federal government has got to come in and help communities. Our city cannot shoulder this alone. The state of Missouri cannot shoulder this alone. We need partners at the national level, at the federal level, to step up and help. And this is not just true for St. Louis. Cities across the nation, when experiencing disasters such as this is what the federal government is for. We need your help. We need the help of the broader community. We have set up a fund to help bring in some funding right off the bat, just to bridge that gap. But we need federal assistance. There is
FEMA
no way.
there? Is FEMA on the ground yet?
FEMA has not been on the ground. We do not have confirmed assistance from FEMA at this point. I do want to say, however, every other level of government has been on the ground with us, helping in every capacity possible. But when you have a disaster of this scale, 8 miles of just pure destruction. This tornado didn't just touch down and leave. This tornado ripped through our community for a full 8 miles in the city of St. Louis. And this is an area that has needed help, that we need investment. Our North St. Louis has been neglected for a long time, and we need the help of our partners here. We are so grateful for this opportunity to talk to a wider audience here, just to show just how much destruction has happened here and how our community has truly come together at this point. But we can't do it alone.
Mayor Kara Spencer, thank you for taking the time and help.
Okay, so yeah, you saw that. It was kind of a lengthy clip right there, but you see what's going on, man. And it's funny, man. St. Louis is my hometown, man. But the Lord got me out here in Denver doing the work. But the thing is that, the Lord ain't playing. YAHAWASHI nothing to play with. 8 miles of destruction. Who do you think sent that tornado, man? Who do you think controls that? YAHAWASHI. We just read that he has his way in the whirlwind. All right. Well, that wasn't that particular precept. There's another precept where it says that he has his way in the whirlwind. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. But the devastation, man, over there is heavy. All right. And that's the judgment of YAHAWASHI come upon you suddenly. All right. That's why we fear YAHAWASHI, man. We're not playing around because he's not playing around. Let's get that precept that I mentioned, how he has his way in the whirlwind. All right, so here's that verse right here. All right, Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 3. The Lord YAHAWASHI is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord YAHAWASHI had his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, see? And the clouds are the dust of his feet. Plain as day, right there. So when you see these natural disasters taking place and wiping people out, destroying families and homes and whatnot, and whole entire neighborhoods, understand that it was the will of YAHAWASHI. It was his judgment. All right? We know these things now, man. The Christian church, man, they like to tell you that, oh, it was Satan that did it. Satan made that happen. Nah, man, it was the Lord, man. It was YAHAWASHI. You got people saying, oh, it's Esau, messing with the weather, man. Nah, man, it's YAHAWASHI. Yahweh is the most high, in control of all things that happen. All right. It's the Lord that brought that tornado, man. All those tornadoes. Okay. They said that mud was a mile wide with winds of up to 140 miles an hour, man. That's deadly. That's intense, man. And that's part of the anger of YAHAWASHI, because St. Louis is a very wicked city, man. A lot of, Jake out there. I was born there and whatnot. Most of my family is from there. And it's a hood ass area, man. A lot of wickedness goes on over there, not just with Jake, but also with Esau. And there's heathen there, just like in any city. But it's predominantly Jake. And the Lord is judging, man. The Lord is judging. So Jacob's trouble, man, that's what it's all about. The Lord judging Jacob, the 12 tribes. All right, so before we grab a few more precepts, I want to bring this out. This is a video, all right, pertaining to the Colorado tornadoes that just recently took place. All right, so this one took place in Bennett, Colorado, but still, man, you see that. You see that, man. That's the immense power of YAHAWASHI. All right. If that came near you or your neighborhood or your home, there's nothing that you can do about it, man. All right, but try to flee as fast as you can, or try to take cover. That's it, man. All right. But other than that, man, home's going to be destroyed and property's going to be damaged, and it's going to cause some pain, man. If not your life. And that's a horrible way to die, man, by way of a tornado, man. I can't even imagine the fear that would come upon you if that were to happen to you or us. All right. And let me see if I can find the one that actually touched down here in Denver. So check this out. Here it is right here. All right. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's terrifying. That's terrifying to see this form right in front of you, your house or something like that, man. You just watching it happen and you you can't do nothing to stop it, man. That's the power of YAHAWASHI, man. Straight up. Imagine seeing that huge funnel cloud coming down near you, man. Coming out of the heavens, man. That's the doings of YAHAWASHI. Let's play it a little bit more. And you see right there, the top right, it says Aurora, Colorado, May 18th. That was yesterday, man. I was at my job and I took a picture of this cloud that had like a little funnel kind of coming down, and right in front of me, I saw it and I was like, oh, Lord, please protect me, please protect me and the sincere Akim out here from, whatever judgment you're bringing. And come to find out, man, there was tornadoes that touched down here in Colorado, man. So that's the point on that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few more precepts. We're gonna get ready to close it out. It's getting kind of late. So this is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. All right, and it says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI, have not done it?" All right, there you go, man. The Lord brings good and he brings evil. All right, right here. The Lord brought them tornadoes, man. All right, the ones in St. Louis, Kentucky, and, the one here in Colorado. And there's going to be more things that happen like this. More incidents of judgment. It's the Lord bringing the evil, man, because this place is wicked, man. So judgment has to go forth. People got to die. All right? And these are scourges for amendment. These are things to get you Israelites to repent and to turn back to the Lord, man, before judgment comes upon you. All right? And here it is, we're the men of the Lord, man, and we're seeking mercy, man. We're moving in fear. How much more should you unrepentant Israelites be in fear of Yahweh, bahasham YAHAWASHI, who controls all these things? And we're blowing the trumpet right now. The trumpet is us telling you to repent and warning you of the judgment. We're in that time. All right, here we have Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, "The just Lord," it means the righteous Lord, YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI, is in the midst thereof. He's omnipotent, man, or omnipotent. All right. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. That's right, man. The wicked people of the earth, they don't have any shame against, they don't have any shame for their wickedness. They don't want to repent. And we're telling you right here, every morning the Lord brings judgment to light. It could be in the form of a tornado, forming right over your damn house, ripping your shit apart, killing your whole family. Or it could come in the form of you getting terminal, I'm getting a little tongue tied. You developing a terminal disease and you dying. All right. It can come in many forms, man. You get in a damn car accident, get T-boned by a damn semi truck. That's all judgment of Yahweh, bahasham YAHAWASHI, man. All right. And he does these different things as judgment because he's righteous. All right. There's a price you got to pay for doing wickedly. All right. People be like, "Oh, how can God do this?" Because he's the Most High, man. And he told your ass to repent. All right. Got a couple more. We're going to close it out. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh, bahasham YAHAWASHI." That means don't take your time. All right. "And put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh, bahasham YAHAWASHI, come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." And that's the warning right there, man. All of you Israelites who have heard this truth, you came across these videos and you taking it lightly, you think it's a game or something that's not serious. We're here to tell you that it's deadly serious. And at any time, the Lord can bring forth his judgment. All right. The Lord don't send his prophets out for no reason, man. He don't send us out here to warn you for no reason. The Lord is terrible, man. He's not a respecter of persons. All right. The Lord going to be out here judging men, women, and children. He's doing it now. But it's finna intensify. All right. And all you out there that have heard this truth, and especially those of you that have been mocking and scoffing, your day is coming, man. Your day is coming unless you repent. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna end this right here. I gotta head out. But Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. All right. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, bahasham YAHAWASHI, bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who will, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, bahasham YAHAWASHI. Kwam Yasharala in the Bible Ball. Shalom.